All right. So yeah, here we go. We are recording. Hello, everyone. Hi again. Very welcome to our chapter event. This is for Google I/O Extend. This one is for mobile and web deep dive and a demo of the awesome batch tracker application. Paul is going to take care of this and leading, as our speaker. Paul is one of our very good members. He's very experienced and very familiar with the Google ecosystem overall. So I'm personally very excited about this event. I just want to say thank you to all of you again for joining us. And I'm gonna give the floor to Paul. Paul, please introduce yourself as well.
I'm Paul M. Summit. Notice the initials. Middle name is Moody. So, in any event, uh, let's see. Where should we start? Entire screen. Yes. Okay. And then we shall go to. I've only done this twice, so there it is. Here is slideshow. There you go. Okay. We're going to start off in a minute with the things that happened at I/O regarding mobile and web. But I want to introduce you to the badge tracker, which is a GCP cloud function, Firebase, and Flutter all together. I am Paul Summit. I'm retired. And as you can read, I've done a little bit of everything. Haven't decided what I want to do when I grow up yet. But I've been I was in the Navy, I was in the Marine Corps, I was a college instructor, I was a television news producer, I was an IT executive. But this is what Badge Tracker looks like. And I'm going to go to the uh, Badge
And
Tracker itself.
And Paul,
What?
while you're doing that, let me just mention that please, everyone, feel comfortable. This is a very friendly place. So if you have a question or anything,
Yes,
please feel free to chime in.
yes, just ask away. As you notice, Badge Tracker is a Flutter application. It GDG St. Louis. It has the dates that the events took place, and each date has.
Paul, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't see your screen anymore. It might be
Oh,
just.
oh, I stopped sharing, didn't I? Accidentally did that. Let's see. Hold on, I'll get back.
Yeah, the badge tracker UI, I really like it. It looks really awesome. Yeah. And it
Okay,
was done using Flutter.
my apologies. Okay, now let's go back. Now, are you seeing it?
Not yet. I don't see it. Does it? No, nobody sees it.
Nobody sees it. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Share entire screen. Share. There.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Okay. This is what the badge tracker looks like. You notice it's a GDG St. Louis badge tracker.web app. Okay. And as I was saying, here are the dates that we met for this campaign. And each one of the dates, the first date, the second date, has the badges that were required. Notice that Pradeep is just kicking my butt. See? Oh, looks like Pradeep and I are tied now. Anyway, those two right there have labs that are really kicking my butt. So we're going to have to see what we can do about that. In any event, that's Badge Tracker. Now, Google I/O, if you go to the site and you click on mobile, and then you come over here and you click mobile web and go through and pick the topics that you want: Firebase, Flutter, let's see, web, Android. That should cover all of the mobile. Oh, Wear OS. Okay, now this is where you will find some of the most interesting information that's out there. What's new in Chrome OS? I don't know how many of you have got Chromebooks. They're really doing some interesting stuff there. Material design, Dart and Flutter. This is the kind of stuff that Randall can really talk about. But here is all of the cool information that you'll ever want to know about the web, Android, SDK improvements, Dart interoperability, new in Android Studio. I'm not going to be using the Android Studio tonight. I'm going to show you in Visual Studio Code, but I use this on a daily basis practically. Let's see if I can find my slides again. There we are. Okay. This is Roman. He's the man who created Badge Tracker. That's his GitHub. And you can look at his repositories. His repositories are right here. These are his popular ones. His GitHub repository for Badge Tracker. Let me find it. Let's see. Well, actually, I should go to my repository. Here's Badge Tracker. You can go to his repository or to mine, and you can just fork it, and you get all the files. This is my repository, is the GDG St. Louis Badge Tracker. The first thing you have to be aware of is the well, it would help if I knew which one of these. There it is. Nope. There it is. Okay. Cloud functions. St. Louis Badge Tracker. This is GCP. Okay. You go to Cloud Functions. And this is the heart of the badge tracker, in my opinion. The main.py, it's a Python. Here is where all of the public profiles of the people that are taking the program are entered. And it's basically a web scraper. That's all it is. Requirements, Evil Suit 4 and requests, and you deploy the function, and it goes out there and it fills the badge tracker. Notice here's all of the stuff you saw. The webs.
So Batch Tracker is a serverless application developed by Python, right? Is that the?
It's the Python is the web scraper.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and see, Flutter is a structure, as Randall will explain. It's a structure to build different things. Like here's using Dart, you can build an Android app,
Okay.
a Mac app, a Linux app, a Windows app, a web app, which is what I built here. What is built here? Let's see.
Okay, so it's a call function that runs on a schedule on a cron job to scrape the. Okay, very interesting. And by the way, I think the repository is not public, right? Or is it public?
Oh yes, it's public. The repository in GitHub is public. Notice that I've got 3 Flutter devices on this Windows machine. I've got the Windows desktop, I've got Chrome, and I've got Edge. And that's, I can build all 3 of those from this one code source. And notice that all the badges are here, the dates. Now, one of the things that's the badge config JSON. One of the things that got me, this is basically an index.html. It builds the page. The thing you have to worry about, and this is what got me, is this right here, the build web in the Firebase JSON. If you don't have build web, it's not going to put it in the right place. Here, let's see. There, Firebase. Here's the badge tracker. And it's hosted on Firebase. Right there it is.
Okay.
See, Firebase, the hosting. Websites of interest. Oh, by the way, Randall did this. The web tracker app, GCP, Firebase, Romans, LinkedIn, Romans GitHub. Roman also has a web app called where he teaches Flutter It's called Roman Just Codes. I suggest strongly you go to flutter.dev. New in Flutter and Dart, of course, is a excellent video from Google I/O and Firebase hosting, Randall's LinkedIn and my LinkedIn, and that's about all I can. Yeah, may the fourth be with you. That's right. That's about everything I had to go over the badge tracker. And like I said, those videos on what I showed you how to find the web and mobile, and there are just tons of. I spent all day watching them.
Okay, awesome.
Any
Well,
questions? I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. Yeah. Any questions? Remember, I think it was being chat. Oh yeah, okay, interesting. So thank you so much, Paul. Very much appreciate it. So when I have a question, how you deploy that app? Can you show us like a snippet of the Flutter code if you have it handy? Otherwise, that's fine. So looking at the repository, uh, look at the repository. Looking at the repository, I couldn't find the. Oh, you're muted again if you're talking. Let me see. Check here.
Yeah, this is the code in Visual Studio, and what I did was I took Roman's code. He originally did it for Lawrence, GDG Lawrence, when we did the associate cloud engineer certification study back almost a year ago. And I was very impressed with it. And I found his GitHub repository. So I downloaded it and I started playing with it and decided I was going to do it for MIM and the St. Louis group. And since I've done it for the Bloomington group also, and I think the Miami group has asked me about the possibility. Roman and I have talked about expanding this, making it available on Android and the iOS, but that's going to compress it quite a bit. We're not sure yet. I'm sure Roman can figure it out. I'm not sure I can, but the code you just load it up in Visual Studio Code, and like I said, badge tracker you have to make modifications to, or badge config JSON. The Firebase JSON you have to make sure that that doesn't get changed. And let's see, this one right here, you got to watch, that has to be straightened out. You got to put in what the default is. There's a couple of little gotchas, but not anything major. It's a relatively easy project to make. I felt. Like I said, the Firebase and the Python web scraper were bigger issues for me than the code was personally.
Awesome. So any questions? I have one other question, but I don't want to take all the time. So any questions?
what's the question there? It's done with Firebase, I guess. Randall
That's
says,
what IG is for. I was wondering what is IG. Okay, I guess.
Randall says it's in his Firebase RC, which is not in the repo, or maybe Firebase JSON. I'm not understanding, Aaron. Can you ask the question again? See.
No, Firebase is a hosting service, I guess. So maybe it has
Oh,
to
the
merge with that.
hosting service. Let me find my. Stop sharing that, and let me find the Firebase hosting.
Okay, so I assume that when you want to deploy it, you run the scraper, and then it produces a bunch of static files, and you upload those to a hosting website like Firebase. So what are
Yeah.
the steps? Oh, that's it. Okay, cool.
There it is.
Very
Okay,
cool.
just a second. I know where it is now.
Oh, there is a Firebase RC file in the repo. So in the repo, or maybe Firebase JSON. Yeah, they were wondering how this was published. Saying there's a section for Flutter that they have about how to do that. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. You come over here to hosting, and let's see. Back up. Okay. Build and hosting right here. And then you create, I've already got it created here, but you create your app, you add your app, and it's all relatively self-explanatory. And the cool thing about Firebase is a lot of it's free. I mean, you can get started, and they're not charging. They give you a huge amount of hits on the. See, we've been getting a lot more hits this past week than we have in a while, but you're not getting a build. I mean, there's no major financial outgo. And
How many hits are we getting?
I would, yeah, the free tier. Thank you, Randall. Let's see. Yeah.
Awesome.
Randall's added some very good information there. The being disabled and retired, I don't want to have to spend a whole lot of money.
Nobody wants. Yeah. Yeah, I used one of my personal accounts to for a volunteering project for a temporary time. It was we were just like, we said let's deploy it there, and we are going to change it pretty soon. But it is like 5-6 years that's there, and every month I get charged like $10.
Yeah, I've been
I
there.
hope it doesn't turn into that. Hey, Pradeep. All right.
He says that Netlify can host a Flutter web app for free, and I can also assure you that let's see, let me think what it is, Jennifer. Well, that's not good. I don't have her website. The Atlanta group, Jennifer is hosting hers on GitHub.
Yeah, GitHub, you can do that too. Yeah, GitHub
Yep.
pages.
The Flutter app, this badge tracker, is being hosted off GitHub there. So, but the only reason I went with Firebase is because Roman had gone with Firebase, and
Yep.
I just followed his suit.
Yeah. By the way, if you are interested in Flutter, it's essentially talking a little bit about the technology. It's using Canvas, which is just a graphical interface to draw things on the web. So it essentially draws the interface and all the text and everything as an image, which is very interesting. It has its own limitation, but it has a lot of it provides a lot of opportunities as well to render rich visual effects very cheaply. So it is very performant. It can render the crazy visuals very fast, even on computers that don't have a lot of fast hardware. In those respects, it's very powerful because it makes you kind of amaze your audience by special, very unique visual effects and elements.
Like Randall's posting in the chat, you've got complete pixel control, and you're not limited to vendor provided user interfaces. Like I showed you, just on the devices that I had available inside Visual Code, I could go, I could go to Chrome, I could go to Edge, I could go to Windows. And if I was on a Linux machine, I could go to Linux. If I was on a Mac, and I'd never be on a Mac, but if I had nothing else,
I'm addicted to Mac, to Apple. On the opposite side, yeah. Yeah, and just like the badge tracker, it looks fantastic. The user experience is really good, but it has its own limitation as well. Whenever you decide to, whenever you start a project or you join a team, I see a few young people as well. So I assume you're going to start getting into this field and getting to teams, projects, and companies. You're going to have choices when you're going to start a project. Flutter is one of those bleeding edge new technologies, especially in the web. It is new to the web. You could create mobile applications for it, but it is fantastic for the web because you can really create special, very cool things. But keep in mind, it has its own cons as well. So for instance, the text is an image. Actually, it's not a text. So for instance, you can't use the search functionality of the browser, right?
Joseph, that was not a personal attack.
What happened?
No, it's just I just think it's funny. I've been using at the university who made fun of me because I use Mac. Because I was like, oh, there's so much better options.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mac is so convenient.
I started off on
I just thought it was funny.
The Trash 80 is what I started off on. If you don't know what that is, it was one of Android, me too. But cut and paste text, yes. But I started off, like I said, with a Trash 80, and then I moved up to an Atari. So not a game machine. An Atari used to make a computer. 800XL was the number of it. And anyway,
Oh, the Mac ecosystem, I mean, that's the thing, because they have control over everything. Like little things, like you copy in one place and you can paste anywhere else. That's just, um, you know, these small things make your life much easier, especially for developers. 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I was like using Linux and PC a lot, but yeah, especially if you're a developer, one of the things they limit, so you can only develop for iOS devices on Mac. So that becomes a natural choice because you can develop for most of the systems you have if you develop on a Mac. Yeah.
yeah, you
All
can't
right.
develop for I mean, I'm an open source guy, and Apple is just so proprietary and predatory that
Yeah.
yeah, Xcode, you got to have all of their stuff that you got to pay for, and
Right.
you can't even write an app to sell without paying like $200 for the right to write an app. And
That's right. But
I
to
know
be,
Android is free. Android, you can write an app
yeah,
for free.
no,
99 a year.
that's right.
I'm sorry. Last I
Yeah,
looked, it was 200.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right, something was
It is
200.
very. But again, on the positive side, you're absolutely like there are negatives and there are positives. But I like that again, it's Apple is really controlholic, but on the positive side, they care about user privacy, these kind of stuff. Like I have worked with many companies and managed computers uh, with companies that use PC. You have full control, but with Apple, like with the MacBook Pro, uh, like Apple limits the management. Like you can't really do everything you want. So I like these kind of stuff about Apple, but otherwise I do agree. It is a very closed system. Uh, yeah, but we are getting off topic. We are getting into Apple vs PC, the old fight. Alrighty. Any other question or anything else we want to cover, Paul?
No, I'm done. Stick a fork in.
Alrighty. Well, it was really awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. We were more focused on the Flutter side. We are going to see if we can, next week actually in a couple of days, we have another co-hosted event. But we are going to see if we can do another deep dive for mobile and dev. We will see. Depends if it's really difficult to kind of put aside time. Again, for that reason, Paul, thank you so much for doing it. It was really fantastic, and I want to say thank you to everyone who joined as well. Any other remarks, please? By the way, we didn't give a chance to everyone to introduce themselves at the beginning. So if anyone would like to introduce themselves before we end the meeting, that would be lovely. And feel free to get in touch and stay in touch on LinkedIn and everything with everyone. I'll send my LinkedIn as well. Feel free to send yours too. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I can go first. My name is Joseph. I am a second-year computer science student at the University of Texas at Austin, and I live in Houston. Yeah.
Awesome. Very nice to meet you, Joseph.
Yeah. Aside from computer science, and it's a big world. There's so much to do in computer science. During my first year of uni, I did a lot of quantum computing.
Oh wow, that's awesome, man. We need
And
to.
I'm continuing doing more quantum next year.
So
Hey,
I think it's a really interesting topic.
I'm sorry, Joseph, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When I was going through computer science back in the day, I had to do it all by myself. Now with the Bard, ChatGPT, etc., how is it helping you or hindering your success in school?
So I think for computer science specifically, I don't think Chat GPT helps as much as people think. They are I actually got into a tech interview for this company where they solved this problem using Chat GPT, and then I had to, I guess, like dissect it and see what did Chat GPT wrong or Chat GPT do wrong, and what I would do to correct that issue. So there are some errors that come with ChatGPT. It's not always correct, especially with how recent like some of the topics for computer science, especially with quantum. Quantum like a few decades old. There's not enough information for ChatGPT to just whip it up like that. It's really interesting, really. A lot of the information for quantum I had to learn on my own. And I think in that case, it's a lot more fun because if I were to just use ChatGPT, then it's just really the machine is doing it rather than me.
Yeah, that's crazy with the AI and everything. I really like the field of quantum computing as well, but there is a lot to learn. So if you guys are interested and are willing to share what you know with everyone else, that would be awesome if we can set up an event specifically about that. That would be really appreciated because I like to learn about that. I don't know much. I mean, I know a little bit, but uh, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, it really is so interesting. I came in there only knowing stuff from movies, and coming out of it, it's a whole different world. There's so much to do in quantum computing. There's so much you can achieve with quantum computing. There's so much we don't know about quantum computing. And I think that's what excites me.
Yeah, is it like at the level that you can use like to do a demo or something? I know that both
Um,
Google and AWS have the
yeah.
service.
So for my projects, we had a midterm project and a final project, but the midterm project was a lot more coding based. We did coding in Python where we did a QBK, I think is what the abbreviation is. But we did a simulation of an encryption and decryption model where it would do Alice, Bob, and Eve. So that's how I first started learning about quantum, and then we did more into the terms, the physics terms, where it's more like quantum entanglement, and, and I think it's really fun.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Joseph, for sharing. Does anyone else want to introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Divija. I'm a software engineering graduate student at San Jose State University. I'll be graduating this December.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. You said computer science?
Software engineering.
Software engineering. Awesome. That's awesome. Are you planning to get into the job market? Any plans after the graduation, or are you already,
I'm currently open in the job market. I'm actually actively looking for job opportunities. Just that the market is not so stable now. I'm just waiting for the right time and preparing myself and upskilling myself.
that's fantastic. So feel free to share your LinkedIn if you have one. If you don't create one, I think that's very important. And
Yeah, I did share in my LinkedIn in the chat. I will also send the request to all of you who have sent your LinkedIn
yeah,
links.
for sure. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and add your skills. This is one of the places we do communicate. Like there were cases that I was looking for a new opportunity a couple months ago, and this was one of the places I was networking. So it's helpful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing. Anyone else? And I saw that Shin or Kevin said that he was in the computer, sorry, in the field of quantum computer as well. Would you like to talk about that briefly as well, Kevin, or no? If you are available, I don't want no pressure. So again,
Yeah, actually, I'm not in quantum computing, but I'm in cybersecurity. So quantum cryptography is the area that I am currently working on. Uh,
that's one of
I
the good use cases of quantum. Yeah.
Am I the only guy who is
No, I am too. So yeah.
I'm
Everyone is
actually
new to the
Aryan,
cloud.
and I've completed my second.
It's a learning journey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Pradeep and Aryan, you guys were talking at the same time.
So I'm from actually I've completed my second year computer science, and actually I'm working with Google Cloud, and I have done some projects Android development actually. Working on a startup which is of Android app.
That's awesome, man. Good luck. Please do share your progress as you go forward. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Aryan. Pradeep, please go ahead.
Only I was requesting him this two areas particularly of mentioned about quantum computing and Kevin cyber security. These are very emerging area, I would say, and going to be buzz, and it's already buzzword in the market. So I would request if something can be arranged on those area, that would be great.
Yeah, I would
Something like that.
I would love that as well. Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, there's it's quantum computer. There is a lot of a lot of I don't know hype, but there are some real use cases, and yeah, it's a vague. You know what? I compare it to like when the computers started. A lot of people didn't have important pieces of information, so they were like, "This is not going to be that useful." Just for big companies and the stuff like that. But people who pushed it, they had the information that general public didn't. So that's the same deal here. Quantum computer. For me personally, I'm like doubtful like how useful it can become. But I know that that's because I don't have all the information that these guys do. So please do please let us know if you would like to set up an event like this to kind of uh, share the information. That would be fantastic.
I think that would be fun too, because it's all buzzwords. What do these words mean to people who don't have the information? So I feel like explaining it would be beneficial, especially of how much potential quantum has for computer science.
Awesome, let's do it. And Paul, you said uh, you have a PhD in communication and you worked with quantum theories as well. I didn't know that. Man, you do everything. That's it. Yeah, Boris.
Paul
Like I
is
said,
our Paul is
like I said,
our
I haven't decided what I want to do when I grow up yet.
Yeah. That's how
Paul is
you're
our
visionary.
he guides us that where we should go, how we should learn. He is
What
the
was that?
youngest learner.
What was that, Pradeep?
You, I'm telling that the guide for us.
Oh,
You inspire us to learn more and more every day.
hey, don't follow me. We'll all be lost.
At least I'm
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. I enjoy these things. I enjoy learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I I've got so many interests. My wife has to keep a tight grip on me to keep me from floating away.
Yeah, it's I love quantum physics as well. Personally, that's one of the things that I follow a lot. I know a lot about quantum physics, and that's one of my favorite topics as well. I just posted the Slack channel, so if anyone is interested in making an event and kind of teach us more about quantum physics and this stuff, there is no pressure, but you are encouraged, and everyone would love if you can do that. So feel free to join our channel. So and just ping me and say set up an event. I'll add you as an organizer. We are gonna you'll be featured as a speaker. You'll get a badge and the stuff like that, but you can also feature, if you have a startup, you can have that as a feature, the startup as well. And I'm getting budget and the stuff to get some swag, Google swag. I don't know if you are in San Luis, I can in our personal meetings I can hand them to you. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable, you can give me an address and I'll post it to you as a sign of appreciation, what the minimum we can do. Oh yeah, yeah, I sent that the sticker. So this is the sticker we printed for the Google I/O Extend for the San Luis chapter. You can see the San Luis arch there. So this was our first sticker. I love stickers, so we are going to have a lot of them in this chapter. All right.
I want to know what this is.
So that's I ordered that the sticker from Sticker Mall. It's a company.
Oh,
Yeah, I paid for that sticker on myself. Google didn't. I might send them the receipt later, but they have these sales or discounts every week or every month, and the hologram or holographic stickers. You see, it's kind of colorful. They were on sale, so I ordered that, and yeah, that one is the website sanluis.io. That's yet another one. So yeah, you're going to see a bunch of them. Send you a private DM with my address. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Send a bunch of stickers. There's going to be a new one. I designed a new one. I have a background in creative work. I designed a new one. I'll wait to order that. Then I'll send you an envelope as well.
Maybe you are learning Mid Journey or something.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I have a membership. I pay for Midjourney. I pay for ChatGPT, but I use Midjourney a lot. Yeah. All right. Anyone
Take
else?
session for that.
What was
Sometimes
that?
take session for that. Sometimes take session for that as well. That will be great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And probably, I think if you give me your address, I'd send you one as well. It's not a
Oh,
problem.
no, no, I'm in India, so
I know that. I
that's
know that.
difficult.
That's fine. I mean, that's okay.
That's okay.
Just
We get connected. That's good. More than enough.
hey,
yeah, the same thing. Yep.
he also sent. I'm a stamp collector, and he put a Mustang stamp on the envelope. So I was very excited about this.
Yeah, I get, whenever I buy stamps, I pick the ones that have cool design. So yeah, you're welcome, no problem. And if anyone else want, these stickers and the stuff, and you feel there's, if you want to get them, just send me a DM. I'll send them to you as well, no matter where you are. It's all right. With that being said, anyone else wants to introduce themselves? Please let us know before we end the meeting. Can I DM? Yes, of course you can. Yeah, Arian, please do. Yeah, join the Slack and DM me, send me your address. And again, I'm not going to send it right away because there's going to be a new one. I'm going to order, so I'll send them later.
And like I said before, I'm retired, so I'm online most of the day and night. So I've got no life. But all you got to do if you've got a question or if you want to work on something together or whatever, just ping me. And I pinged all of you in the Slack when you were joining. So just say hello. You just want to talk, whatever.
Awesome. And Randall sent his YouTube channel as well. I believe that's about Dart and Flutter. So feel free to subscribe to that as well. I will do that. Thank you, Randall. All right, guys. Anything else? All right. It was lovely to have you all. Again, thank you very much, Paul, for the great work. And stay tuned for our next event. Thank you so much. Someone send me a DM. Let me see. Please send it on a Slack because these messages will disappear after we end the meeting. Joseph, please, if you can. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Hopefully,
thank you, guys. I really appreciated you listening to my boring presentation. Have a good night.
Good.
Thank
That
you.
was really good.
Day.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Night.
night. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.